Hello students, welcome to our session, and today we are going to learn about other topics. Now in this session, first, generation of wind. Wind currents are generated due to uneven heating on the earth as discussed in the earlier chapter of weather and climate. In our this chapter, in weather and climate, we discussed how wind occur there and in which situation all process all process are going there. Uneven heating on earth. As you already know, the region around the equator are heated by the direct rays of the sun. Direct rays of the sun, the air in these regions gets heated and rises, and the cooler air from the surroundings regions moves in. These winds blow from north and south towards the equator as shown in figure 15.4. Here we have also figure 15.4. You can see here uneven heating of earth result in differently flow patterns. The regions around the north and south poles are colder as the sun rays slant the most in these regions. That means some areas which are in straight direction of the sun, they get straight rays from the sun. So the atmosphere of these regions are very hot, and besides the regions which do not get straight rays of the sun, the atmosphere of these countries, these regions are not as hot as compared to others. As a result, cold wind rushes northwards from the south pole and southwards from the north pole to replace the gap generated by the rising warm air at latitudes of about 60 degree. You have also about these topics you have also learned in your essay subject. You can see here in 15.5 in A part summer monsoon winds. Summer monsoon winds. Then winter monsoon winds. The flow of winds is not exactly vertically north to south or from south to north, as you can see in figure 15.4. A change in the direction of wind is observed due to rotation of the earth. Rotation of the earth, the all things is possible because of the rotation and revolution of the earth. The day and night occur, the seasons occur. This all because of the rotation of the earth. Uneven heating of land and water. Our new topic. We already know that water is a bad conductor of heat. So there is always an uneven heating pattern seen in case of landmass and water bodies. In summer landmass of northern India is much hotter than the surrounding water in the oceans most of the times. The air above the land heats up and rises the wind form. You have also familiar with land breeze and sea breeze. This all because of the heat atmosphere. At day we all know at the day we have heat, we get hot atmosphere because of the rays of the sun. But at night we do not get these rays. So using this hot and cold atmosphere, transfer from cold to hot and hot to cold, our atmosphere always change there, and because of this wind also changes their temperature. Now we go on our next page. The ocean carrying water vapor flows in. These are monsoon winds and cause rainfall in most part of India. How rainfall? We all know the water which available in natural sources like river, pond. They all get hot atmosphere at day, and when water get hot atmosphere, it will transfer in water vapor form, and this vapor go in sky. After going there, they will get cold atmosphere, cold wind, and because of this, they come back on our earth in which form? In rain form. In winter, the winds from the land blow towards the ocean as the land is cooler than the water bodies. These winds called winter monsoon bring scanty rainfall to coastal Tamil Nadu as they take moisture while blowing over Bay of Bengal. Now, types of storms. Different types of storms are caused by violent air currents and are accompanied by heavy rains, high speed winds, and lightning. The storms may occur on land or over the seas, not only the earth. Not only on land or over the sea also occur the storms there. In them, first is thunderstorm. Thunderstorms develop in hot, humid tropical areas like India quite frequently. You can see here the lighting. What is the lighting? We all familiar with lighting. We almost seen this picture in the sky when monsoon season is going on. The air near the land gets heated, becomes light and rises. In doing so, the water vapor condenses rapidly to form tiny droplets of water which freeze to form ice particles. During the condensation of water vapor and freezing of droplets, a large amount of heat is released, which further pushes the air up at a higher speed. The water droplets and ice particles rub against each other in rapidly rising air. This builds up an electric charge which is released by a stroke of lightning. The lightning heats up the surrounding and makes the air expand very fast. Because in our previous session we have discussed about when we hit the air, it will expand. It occupies more space. In turn, it produces a thunderbolt sound. The upwards movement of hot air and downward movement of cold air leads to stormy winds along with rainfall, lightning, and thunder. These events together are called thunderstorm. This event is called thunderstorm. A thunderstorm fades away when the rising columns of hot air cuts off due to decreased precipitation. Precautions to be taken in case of thunderstorm. How we can protect ourselves. The best place to stay during a thunderstorm is indoor with all the doors and windows shut. When you get this type of situation, to protect yourself, first always the best place to stay during a thunderstorm is your home. Go inside the home and close all doors and windows and all. Keep yourself indoors of your house. And other way of protect ourselves, do not take shelter under an isolate tree. Do not lie down on the ground and do not use an umbrella with a metallic end. Always remember, when you get this type of situation, do not take shelter under any type of tree. Do not lie down on the ground and do not use an umbrella with a metallic end. You can take shelter in a car or a bus. If you are in a water pool, get out and take shelter in a nearby building. Now, tornado. A tornado is another form of storm and has a dark funnel-shaped cloud and reaches to the ground from the sky as shown in figure 15.7. In 15.7, you can see the picture of tornado. This is also one type of storm. It is formed when a rising column of hot air meets a horizontal current of cold air. Horizontal current of cold air. You can also see here horizontal type of this situation. Air is sucked out of the center of the column and high speed winds start blowing around this low pressure center. The diameter of tornado can be as small as a meter or as large as a kilometer or more. The The low pressure area in the center sucks dust and everything that comes in its way and throws them out near the top. Most of the tornadoes are make weak and do not cause much harm to life and property. They are not very frequent in our country. In our country, in India, we do not see like this because it is not occur frequently in our country. We have also some precautions to be taken in at the time of this situation. So first, take shelter in a room which is deep inside or underground, having no windows. If this is not possible, shut the doors and windows of the house and sit under a table or bed. You can even bow down on your knees so as to protect you. Cyclone which develops over the sea and has high speed winds swirling around a low pressure center called the eye of the storm. You can see here cyclone, picture of cyclone in figure 15.8. Cyclone develops over tropical seas. The air, after being heated up by sun rays, rises, creating a region of low pressure. Cold air from surroundings rushes in and rises up as a result of the heat of the sun. This process continues, setting up a current of air. The rotation of Earth drags this air current around the region of low pressure. The center of cyclone, which is called also called the eye, is a calm area with a diameter of about 10 to 30 km. It is a region of low intensity winds and is free from clouds. It not occur on clouds. Almost we can see the cyclone in water areas. Cold air from surrounding rushes in and rises up as a result of the heat of the sun. This process continues, setting up a current of air. The rotation of Earth drags this air current around the region of low pressure, the center of cyclone, which is also called eye, because they also look as eye. You can see here in 15.8. In center, it looked like as eye. The area around the eye is the region of thick clouds with heavy rain and high-speed winds of 150 to 250 km per hour. This cloudy region is about 150 km in size. Cyclones developing over the western Pacific region are called typhoons, whereas those developing over Indian Ocean or Bay of Bengal are simply called cyclones. Then we have also destruction caused by cyclones. We have enough data to support the fact that nature kill and displace more and more people year after year. It is difficult to cope with even by rich and well equipped countries, while it is almost impossible for the poor and less prepared countries. Sometimes this situation is very dangerous for people. Cyclones can be very destructive as they travel overseas at 15 to 30 km per hour, and the strong winds push water towards the shore even when the storm is hundreds of kilometers away. This is actually the first indication of an approaching cyclone. Because of cyclone, many people which travel on seas, they cannot traveling, they cannot do their business, do their jobs because of this. Because if they do in work in this situation, they will survive. They have faced many problems. Sometimes they will die there because they always blow very high speeds wind there. As a result, seawater enters and floods the low-lying coastal areas, causing loss of life and property. Because of this, they will lose their life and lots of property. This reduces the fertility of the soil. This also reduces the fertility of the soil. Because of this, they do not get proper crop in their field. Since cyclones are accompanied by heavy rainfall, it further worsens the flood situation. In addition, the communication system, livestock, trees, buildings, bridges, and many other man-made structures are also damaged by high-speed winds and rainfall. We all know high-speed rain and wind both are very dangerous for people's life and also for their business. They have to face many problems because heavy rain and heavy winds. When compared all over the world, damage due to cyclones is much more than the damage caused by to the due to the thunderstorms. Because thunderstorms, when we compare the cyclones to the thunderstorm, in cyclones we have to face many problems compared to thunderstorms. However, more people are killed by lightning world over than due to cyclones. Natural cannot be evaded, but we need to make effective use of available resources to minimize the loss and distractions. Now, safety measures. The Indian Meteorological Department constantly examines the coastline for likely occurrence of tropical storms. We go on our next. The help of multi-purpose satellite. There is a chain of cyclone detection radars that are installed along the coastline, which has proved to be an effective tool by cyclone warning work. These radars can locate and track approaching tropical cyclones within a range of 400 kilometers. Our the national our management will 2005 also doing some jobs, and because of this they get news of the cyclones. A cyclone alert is issued 48 hours prior to any approaching storm. Because of this satellite we will get the news of cyclones and we can protect our most things. Because of the cyclones people have to suffer many problems, but when we alert of this, when we get news of this, we will arrange some types of situation, and because of this situation we do not lose our more property or other extra things, other our all things which we use in our daily life. It is important then warning and alerts should be repeatedly communicated to the boats, fishermen, ships, and to the general public. Because of these many types of people can save their lives, like fishermen, ships, and our general public also. Cyclone shelters should also be constructed in cyclone prone areas and proper arrangement be made to save the people at the time of need. You can see here in figure available a weather satellite. We all know the satellite we have in our sky. Some are natural, some are artificial, and because of this artificial satellite we get many notifications where many news of the space. The precautions to be followed by the people living in cyclone prone area are, because or in all reason we do not see cyclones are occur there. Warnings issued by meteorological department through TV, radio, and newspaper should not be ignored. So people who live in cyclones area, they do not ignore the news which they get from meteorological department on TV, on radio, or in newspaper. People living in cyclones prone areas should make arrangements to shift necessary household goods, domestic animals, and vehicles to safer places. Phone numbers of all emergency services like hospital, fire brigade, and police should be kept handy all the times. While staying in a cyclone hit area, people should take extra precautions for their life. Drinking water should be purified before use as it may get in them germs. Never touch wet electric switches or wet electric wires. Avoid driving as the road may get damaged by the flood of water. Cooperate and help your friends and neighbors. Always use this type of precautions in cyclones. Weather instruments. We have also here our another topic, weather instruments. We know that storms are low pressure systems accompanied by high speed winds. The speed of the wind is measured by an instrument called anemometer. We have also instruments for measure the weather. You can see here in 15.12 the figure is also available here. You can see another instrument through which the direction of blowing wind can be detected is called weather vane or wind vane. You can see here in 15.30 with the weather vane and or wind vane. These days, however, meteorologists predict storms and cyclones on the basis of pictures of clouds taken by weather satellites which humans send on in space. They also get many news because of this satellite. The weather satellites measure temperature, wind speed and wind direction also, and they also send news about the cyclones and other storms which we will suffer in our next time. So they always help us, always help the people which live on earth. So always try to listen news in on television and try to read news about weather in newspaper, which help you a lot. So when you get this type of condition, try to save yourself and your family member. Also in our chapter we have also see precautions which we can use in this type of situation. So students, in our this session our this chapter is finished here. Now we will meet in our next session with our new chapter. Till then, take care.